A spot of trouble at Buttercup Manor. The rain, a truly persistent sort, had lashed against the windows of Buttercup Manor for 3 days straight, turning the normally picturesque grounds into a quagmire fit for a particularly grumpy hippopotamus. Inside, the atmosphere was hardly sunnier. Lord Featherington, a man whose sneer was as legendary as his inherited wealth and considerably less earned, lay quite undeniably deceased in the conservatory, a prize-winning fuchsia clutched in his lifeless hand. "Dash it all, a proper pickle," declared Inspector Reginald Reggie Bloxham of Scotland Yard, adjusting his tweed jacket already damp from a futile attempt to examine the scene of the crime, a term he'd picked up from a rather thrilling American penny dreadful. He was, to be fair, more accustomed to tracking down lost cats than lost lives, and the gravity of the situation was making him, as the locals would say, a touch K-lied up. The suspects, a motley crew indeed, were assembled in the drawing room, each radiating an air of carefully cultivated suspicion.
Inspector, I have gathered the house guests in the library as you instructed. Thank you, Jeeves. I'll be there momentarily. I admit I was a bit nervous entering the library. My expertise has been financial crimes, not murders.
Hey, are you the copper guy? I've got a train to catch and I can't hang around here. I'm innocent, I tell ya.
I, for one, am excited to be here. I just think this is so exciting. Well, except for the death and all.
Well, I never. I will leave if I desire to leave. I'm Emma Florentine, I would have you know.
I am Adolfo, just Adolfo. I am an artist from Germany, actually from Austria.
I am Brad Connolly, and I know who killed Lord Featherington.
Inspector, I will be in my quarters. Jeeves, I want you to stay. Have a seat, if you would. Thank you all for your cooperation. We will start with you, Mr. Connolly. Who killed Lord Featherington?
It's that Adolfo bloke. I heard him arguing with Featherington in the study earlier today. I had just finished my morning tennis match when I heard Adolfo over there inside the study say he was insulted and would have his revenge.
That is ridiculous. I admit I spoke with Lord Featherington this morning, but I did not kill him then or tonight. Achtung, Liebe.
I admit I was angry with him. He had totally dismissed allowing my painting in his galleries throughout England, and I was slightly angry. I see. Interesting. I believe you lost your German accent, Herr da Vinci.
Yeah, I may not be German, but you are looking at the wrong person. That little blonde dolly is not who she appears to be.
She's not? What would make you say that?
I went to the kitchen for a late snack when I heard her chatting on the phone. She said he does not suspect anything and the old dodger would get what's coming to him.
You eavesdropper. I was talking to my mother and I was discussing my uncle receiving an inheritance he was not expecting. Besides, I saw Dame Florentine over there sneaking around in the conservatory after I got off the phone. I think that is suspicious since Lord Featherington was found dead there the next day.
I was admiring his award-winning fuchsias. As you know, I am a judge with the British Fuchsia Society. I will have my leave now.
Hi, Sophia. One moment, madame.
I will be speaking with Scotland Yard about you.
Madame, please explain what you were doing in the conservatory that night.
I was making sure that Lord Featherington's fuchsia victories were totally legitimate. I am responsible for keeping the competition fair and impartial. I don't believe he has had such success without some inside help. I'm not the one you should be questioning. That old Yank over there has been meeting with strangers the past 3 nights, handing them bags with who knows what in them. I'm quite the insomniac, I'm afraid. Every night at 2 a.m. a car would pull up to the house with lights off.
I know that seems unusual, but I am actually working for the British government's intelligence corps. Besides, that does not make me a murderer. I receive fresh intel at 12 midnight, and I transcribe it on paper to be given to the driver each night. I'm afraid the government has some concerns about a radical group in Germany that is gaining in power. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you, chaps.
All right, I need you all to continue your stay here at Buttercup Manor while I discuss a few things with Jeeves in private. I have a constable watching the front and back doors. You may all leave the library.
Were you the one that found Lord Featherington's body?
Yes, and I contacted the authorities immediately.
I was on my way to the kitchen to check on dinner about 4 o'clock and saw Lord Featherington in the conservatory
Caring for his prize fuchsias, as was his routine. I stopped momentarily and asked if he needed any assistance. He did not respond as usual.
Hey, Jeeves boy. It's a little early for Featherbird to be passed out drunk in the conservatory, isn't it?
What? I ran immediately to the conservatory and found the Lord dead. That was around 5:07 p.m.
Before I called the local constabulary, I still can't believe he's dead.
I'm sure that was a total shock. My condolences. Jeeves, tell me about the house guests.
Well, there's the American lass, Lara Appleton. She came here the day it started this endless raining. She was invited here to interview as a secretary for Lord Featherington.
I'm Lara Appleton. I think you were expecting me. Do you have someone to get my luggage?
I was suspicious of her from the start. A young lady wanting to work out here in the middle of nowhere. I made a phone call to check her background. I have some contacts in the US government from my days doing research during the Great War. I was told she is Lord Featherington's illegitimate daughter. A fact she conveniently never mentioned, and I only found this out just before the Lord's murder. That's very interesting. Then there's Adolfo. He gives me the willies. We were asked by the German consulate to place his paintings in Lord Featherington's galleries. It was some sort of exchange, goodwill, whatnot. Lord Featherington never liked Germans after his brother was killed in the Great War.
And then there's Playboy Brad. His mother keeps kicking him out and his uncle keeps taking him in. He was Lord Featherington's only heir. Well, until now.
Then there's Henry Cranston, if that's his real name. The government asked us to allow him to use the house for intel gathering. I don't think we had a choice. They said it was our proximity to the coast and a low-power transmitter in France. For whatever reason, I will be glad to see him go. Finally, we have Emma Florentine. She insisted on driving herself from London all the way to Buttercup Manor. She needs to be in control at all times.
She said she was coming to give Lord Featherington a special award. We were suspicious she would come this far to personally give him an award.
She insisted on staying here when the weather turned stormy. She once was the reigning fuchsia champion until Lord Featherington began winning.
Oh yes, interesting.
Buttercup Manor, Jeeves speaking. Yes? He's right here. Inspector, the phone is for you. Reggie here. Yes, I understand. Thanks for expediting that for me. Goodbye. That was the coroner. I now know Lord Featherington's manner of death. Gather the suspects in the conservatory where all will be revealed. Say, Jeeves, I served in the military during the Great War. Where did you serve? I was actually a civilian during the war. I served the war effort in a secret military research facility in Porton Down. Nothing of much importance, I'm afraid. Oh, I see.
It wasn't me, I tell you.
I see. Then who was it? Someone in this room is responsible. If we all had motive. I certainly wasn't the last one to see him alive.
Don't you dare imply it was me!
This is absurd. He was perfectly fine when I left. How dare you accuse me? See!
I had nothing to do with it, I swear!
Then who did it? Because it certainly wasn't me.
I apologize for the delay. I had a few details I needed to nail down before I spoke with all of you.
I know it has been a long night, but the rain has stopped, and with the light of a new day, I hope to shed some light on the murder of Lord Featherington. I will start with you, Madame Florentine. You were jealous of Lord Featherington's fuchsia success. If you had killed him, I would say that would have been your motive. Additionally, I don't think you have the technical knowledge to pull this off. Which brings us to you, Miss Appleton. You are not as innocent as you appear. I presume you had a scheme of some sort to exact revenge on the father that left you and your mother destitute when he abandoned you both. You, my dear, are the sole heir of Lord Featherington. Congratulations. You, however, did not kill him. You, Brad Connolly, man-about-town playboy of Buttercup Manor, you had just been told by your uncle that your monthly stipend had ended. How did you know? A letter from your mother in your uncle's rubbish bin with her request that he suspend your stipend until you get accepted by a university. Fortunately for you, I don't believe you possess the initiative or imagination to kill your uncle, thinking you would be his only heir. And now you, Adolfo. You are somewhat of a ghost. Except for some German articles about your paintings, you don't seem to exist.
I spoke with the Home Office, and they are revoking your travel visa. You must return to Germany immediately.
Now you, Henry Cranston. You appear to be who you say you are, according to my research. I hope your intel helps to stop that fringe group in Germany.
I missed my train.
The murderer of Lord Featherington was quite devious in their scheme to kill. When I first arrived, I noted a strange odor in the conservatory. I then remembered where I had smelled that familiar odor.
I located the source of the smell, which was a box with the fuchsia fertilizer inside.
The odor I had recognized was one I had first noticed when I was a young man in the military during the Great War. My military unit had just been called to the front lines. I caught wind of an odor, the odor of death. Germans had tested a new weapon of war to great effectiveness that day. What I was smelling was the residual odor of mustard gas. Realization lead me directly to you, Jeeves. Your time during the war that you were doing research was the development of a countermeasures to the German mustard gas, was it not? I can't discuss my research with you, or anyone for that matter. You were developing deadly gas weapons for the military. You arrived at the conservatory just before he arrived and executed your evil plan. You arrived at 3:55 p.m. and poured your concoction into the fertilizer box, knowing the fumes would come through the vent holes in the box. You quickly left the conservatory, making sure you closed the door behind you. You then waited for Lord Featherington to arrive.
You waited for the gas to kill him, waiting a few minutes, and then you turned the exhaust fan on in the conservatory.
As soon as the air was clear, you entered the room and placed a single fuchsia flower in his hand, a symbol of what he cherished more than his commitments to you. You then heard footsteps of the nephew, Brad Connolly, coming towards the conservatory. You left with haste because you did not want to be found with the body.
You used your chemical knowledge from the Great War to poison Lord Featherington. You, Jeeves, are a murderer. You claim to have me with opportunity. Critical piece is missing. Yes, motive. I need a motive. Fortunately, I decided to go outside to see the sunrise while you gathered the house guests in the observatory.
I still did not know what your motive was for the murder, but as the sun rose, fortuity happened my way.
I was given a telegram from Lord Featherington's solicitor. A letter about you, Jeeves.
The telegram was his advice about your imminent dismissal after 29 years of service, which the solicitor says would leave you 1 year short of receiving a retirement annuity specified in your contract.
I had no idea about my dismissal. I'm totally flabbergasted. Jeeves, you had means, motive, and opportunity. Arrest him! Reggie boy, I mean Inspector. Good job, old boy. The Lord was not the most pleasant fellow, but he did not deserve to be murdered. Indeed. During my initial questioning of the suspects, I had one of my officers searching the house for anything suspicious. Behind a painting in Jeeves' room was a mechanical device.
We had no idea what the function was of the black box. Fortunately, Henry Cranston was able to advise us what it was.
It's a top-secret American wire recording device connected to the telephone wires. He would know any conversation the Lord had with anyone. We found one just like it in Windsor Castle last year. Americans.
Don't you remember you were American when you arrived here?
Jeeves heard a conversation between Lord Featherington and his solicitor about his imminent dismissal and launched his plan to murder him.
That's absolutely diabolical. I didn't know he had it in him.
And as for you, Miss Appleton, your inherited fortune is not what you might think it is. Lord Featherington's fortune suffered greatly during the world economic downturn.
Wealth is half of what it would have been just 3 years ago. I assume the reduction in wealth was why he did not want to pay the retirement annuity to Jeeves.
That's still quite a bit of money, cuz.
Have you ever heard of kissing cousins?
Ugh. I will have my leave now. I can't wait to leave this wretched place.
Not so fast, Mrs. Florentine. Can you open the hand purse you so conspicuously have kept with you? Just as I surmised. Stealing Lord Featherington's prize, fuchsia seeds. Hand them over, please. Did you call for a cab, mate?
No, cabby. I did not.
Your fare will be out shortly, but I would get your payment ahead of time. Your customer is shifty, if you know what I mean.